Hi Aquarius, welcome to your tarot reading. The Star card, okay, wow, beautiful manifestations coming to fruition here. The Tower card, the Lovers, okay, King of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, and the King of Swords. Okay, I love that your reading has popped up with the Star card. You're definitely in your power this month. A quick overview, Aquarius. You do have love on the forefront, fated love, destiny taking shape here. Also, partnerships may be dissolving with the Tower card as well. So massive changes in love, collaborations, family, and romance, I feel, for you this month. There's also a large amount of money or news coming in for you regarding love or regarding someone, either selling a property, renovating, possibly news if you've been applying for a job interview. There's definitely good news that's coming for some, but there's also news that can definitely throw a spanner in the works for others. So let's have a look and get straight into it with the Star card. This is quite powerful. Aquarius, you've come up in your own power here, your own element. I love what the Star card represents. You may be dealing with another Aquarius, or if this is not the case, and I feel as though there's fate, chance, or destiny that's playing a massive part for you. Things are aligning. Now, you do have the Tower card here as well, so this could indicate major shakeups that are happening in your love life or your career, but I think it's all for the better. They're all adding up to a bigger picture here. They're all taking place because they need to usher in the new, and the only way you're going to allow this, the only way this is going to pan out for you, Aquarius, is if you let these changes happen. It's about embracing the change with the Star card here, but this does speak of destiny, fame, fortune, being in the spotlight as well. Some of you are destined to meet someone romantically this month, or someone that you've been speaking to. In particular, you have an Aquarius, Taurus, and an Air King over here, so it could be someone that's under one of these signs. They're coming through, and I think some of you are falling fast. To be honest, I think this reading is heavily dominated by love with the Tower card. As I said, it could be major shakeups in love that's happening, or healing. The Star card can indicate healing that's happening from heartache, from trauma, or from sudden breakups. So I think for those that have been parting ways from a loved one, there's definitely news of them that's coming back. Either they'll reach out to you and you'll reconnect in some wonderful capacity here with the Lovers card. For others, I feel the Tower card can represent that there is someone that's falling fast, whether you're falling fast or someone that's falling in deep for you. So, it's not always bad with the Tower card. It can just show obsession, it can show love, it can show things happening really, really quickly at an accelerated rate. Not something that you were expecting, Aquarius. So for some of you, it's the notion of not expecting to fall this fast. Or you weren't expecting to fall for them so hard, or something like this, because look at the Lovers card with the Star card. There is a lot of healing, but there's also a lot of new feelings that are arising, sudden new feelings that are arising for you, Aquarius, in a really, really big way here in regards to love. Now, this could also be in career, so it could be career related. It may have something to do with the company you're working for. Regardless of the company you're working for, the Tower card can indicate that there's major structural changes that are happening within the company, or sudden redundancies maybe with the Tower card. Again, this is a general reading, so it won't apply to everyone, so please don't all go out there and assume right away that you'll all be made redundant. It's not possible to predict everything for every single Aquarian out there, so please take this into consideration. You normally do, Aquarius, but just for those that are wondering, it doesn't mean, it doesn't always have a negative connotation, because with the Lovers card here, the angel present in the Lovers card, the cosmos here, card, this really can indicate that there's a higher power, there's a divine power that's at play here, that's making changes for you, and it's all adding up to a bigger picture here. You've got synchronicity present with the Eight of Wands, so it's all adding up to something bigger than you, Aquarius, something that you've been attracting, and unfortunately the way it pans out isn't always ideal, but sometimes it's just, in the long run, in hindsight, it's the way it's supposed to unfold. But I love with the Lovers card, I feel like it is someone that you're meeting very, very quickly, and you're falling for them very, very fast, is what I'm seeing in the cards here. Professionally, I feel like you're connecting with people, or there's a relationship that you're healing. It could be with a superior, it could be with a boss, it could also be healing of finances as well. I do see a large sum of money with the King of Pentacles present, and you having a good relationship. The King of Swords, this is a good relationship with money, with assets, a good relationship of how maybe your career is unfolding, communication as well. So I think if there has been some sort of traumatic event or a sudden shake-up in career, this will be changing and you will be healing from this. I think you're networking, definitely for some of you, networking with very influential people, people that have star quality, or people that are connected to fame, notoriety, people that are connected to the production industry with the star card here, anything that has to do with media, print, design, or things being viewed or being viewed upon by a larger audience, or being received by a larger audience as well. So this is also possible. King of Pentacles as a Taurian around some of you, and also a fellow air king. So there could be two different people that you're choosing between, Aquarius, two different relationships. One could very well be soulmate quality, because the Lovers card with the Star card, this is someone that is a soulmate or a twin flame that's coming into your life. Maybe this person is a friend and you haven't yet passed the barrier of friendship as yet, and this is the month where this could happen. This could be a groundbreaking month for you, as indicated by the Tower card, things happening very, very quickly. And you might feel that your head is still spinning because everything's been happening. It's quite a whirlwind, and it's sudden breakups, it's sudden makeups, it's things happening very, very quickly with the Lovers card here. But this is about you getting real and getting raw and really getting down to the bottom of this relationship. So that's really, really positive. King of Pentacles can denote a large amount of money as well. Be careful with expenses. The Tower card can be very sudden. Sometimes this tends to creep up on us. But the Eight of Wands here is news, is things aligning, in particular with a fire sign, those that are dealing with a Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. There may be vast improvements and things aligning with this person in your life. However, I feel it's to do with news. Now, for some it's good news, for others it's not so good news. But in the end, I feel like this is almost out of your reach, Aquarius. This is something that you can't exactly alter. This news is from a higher power, indicated by the cosmos and the stars, the Lovers card, the angel here. This is something higher. This is something bigger than ourselves that's happening here around you. For some, you've manifested, you've attracted it. For others, maybe you haven't intentionally, consciously attracted this, but it's coming and there's news of it as well. And it could be from this Taurian, it could be from an air sign, it could be fire as well, because the King of Swords is here, and this is something really important that's being brought to attention here. Maybe you're being asked to do something very important at work this month. Maybe it's taking over responsibility. Maybe it's being in charge of a large amount of money, or even a large team. Maybe it's about mediating certain conflicts, internal conflicts that have happened within the company. But the King of Swords, there's an air king reaching out to you, or this energy is required from you this month. It's a month where you're coming into your power, Aquarius. So I feel like you're confident with the decisions you're making, especially in career or in love. This is you being a forward thinker, being rational, approachable, direct, maybe even blunt in some cases, Aquarius, but it needs to happen, it needs to be said, it needs to be addressed, and this is the way for you to do this. Important conversations are coming up. Conversations about the future are coming up in relationships or at work as well. Could be conversations about the direction of the company or the future of the company for some of you. But let's have a look at what the cards can reveal. 6 more cards for Aquarius. Okay, 9 of Pentacles. For those that are dealing with earth signs, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, I see that the relationship is going to be quite successful here, or there's healing that's taking place within a relationship. Wow, Wheel of Fortune, this is powerful. 2 of Pentacles, could be 2 different relationships you're dealing with, Aquarius. Strong earth energy so far. And then you have air, fellow Aquarius, Gemini or Libra. This is powerful. To get the Star card coupled with the Wheel of Fortune in regards to love, this indicates that there's fated cycles that are happening here. And for some, especially those dealing with an earth sign, I feel like there's a balance or there's harmony that's coming to you. So Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, there's children involved here, possibly pregnancy. So for some of you, there's a pregnancy this month, or as I said, having those serious conversations as indicated by the King of Swords about building a family, having a family, building a family home. You know, it's all about the next milestone, the next step. So, you know, and it's a earth sign that's very, very comfortable with you, that's ready to have those conversations. Maybe they were previously hesitant with the Page of Swords, but they're coming out of this and they're becoming more vocal about what they want for their future. And it doesn't have to be just earth signs. I think for those that are dealing with people, dealing with males or females that are ready to make these changes, they're really going to have those important conversations with you. So as I said, it could be a different sign. It doesn't have to be an earth sign, but it could indicate that this person is coming out and they're ready to make the changes. They're ready to undergo a beautiful relationship cycle with you, with the Wheel of Fortune present. So this is, I'm feeling optimistic for a lot of you. The Nine of Pentacles, you know, you have the 9 here, which is an end of one cycle, and you're welcoming in a new one. So for some of you, you're welcoming in either a soulmate, lover, you're welcoming in a new life with someone. This is really exciting. I think for those that are wanting children and wanting that future, wanting sexuality and passion, this is coming to fruition. Very, very nice. And it's all about an upward cycle. So it's interesting that you have the Page of Swords and also the King of Swords. I think this also relates to your state of mind, Aquarius, that you are going from the Page of Swords to the King of Swords. So there's direction in thinking. Remember, I mentioned you coming into your power with the Aquarius, your Aquarius card here. So this is massive. This is you making the transition from the Page to the King in 1 month. And for this sort of movement, it's certainly enlightenment in regards to relationships. So I think you're definitely knowing what you want to attract. For those that have 2 people around them and they're thinking about which one to be with or which one is in your future, I definitely feel like you have a soulmate or a twin flame in your life right now. There's a natural affinity to this person as indicated by the infinity symbol. I feel like you've undergone some sort of cycle with this person before in a past life somehow. Your souls may be reconnecting. And this is further reiterated by the Lovers card, which came up in the general read, as well as your Aquarius star card of hopes, wish, dreams, the cosmos, divinity, and a higher power here that's orchestrating perhaps a serendipitous meeting for you this month. Absolutely. Anything's possible. For some, I still feel like there's 2 different people you're tossing between, but one will show you that they're more forward, they're more ready. They will show you in the physical, not only in their words, but also very much so in their actions as indicated by the Pentacles. And you'll see this person choosing you. So for some, there might be someone you're crushing on, or maybe you're involved in a marriage and you've had a partner has had a wandering eye, or they've been putting work as priority. This is about to change because it's a balance, but once it's higher than the other. So maybe they're choosing you. They're choosing love and romance and a second go at love, maybe a second chance at love over anything else. It's showing that priorities are changing. The dynamics of a relationship are shifting in your favor. This is really good. I think embrace it, definitely. For some, I feel like there's a destined person that's from your past. You've known them from a childhood or from young age and adolescence. Maybe someone you've had a child with already. And they're coming back and you're a little bit uncertain still. You're a little bit on the fence. And I feel for the most part they can offer you something really, really promising, Aquarius. I think you need to take that chance. I think you need to take a leap of faith. Maybe you've had a turbulent past with the Tower card underneath you. Maybe it's been rocky. Maybe you've fallen in love too quickly and you ended up falling pregnant very quickly and everything happened very, very swiftly and in such a short time frame that you feel history will repeat itself again, and hence why you may be hesitant to make that change. But I feel positive that if you know this person has pure intentions, good intentions, and you know they're trustworthy and they're showing you not only speaking and saying things you want to hear, things that are authentic, things that are truthful, but they're following through with those words in terms of their action. And I think if you see this and you have a good feeling about it, I think for the most part this person can make you very, very happy, and someone you can certainly build a future with here. You know, I like this element of romance. There's a lot of sexuality and passion that's coming through with the Six of Cups and the Empress card, which is very nice. An unplanned pregnancy could happen as well for some of you, so unless this is something that you're planning, you might want to protect yourself. The Empress, you know, this is about sensuality, passion. This is a spiritual connection here. For some, you're meeting someone that's quite spiritual, might already have children here with 2 children, might already have had a major significant relationship in their life with the Wheel of Fortune here, might have certain properties, wealth, abundance, possibly, might even have 2 different jobs, 2 different income streams, very, very financially secure and ready. I feel like they've accumulated the material wealth or the experiences or everything they want to be working towards in the physical realm, and now they're ready for a relationship, which is really refreshing to see. I wish you the best of luck with that, Aquarius. Let's move on and have a look at your career now. Career, professional, creative pursuits, and how this applies, how these general messages apply to these facets of your life. Okay, Aquarius. Okay, there could be some sort of news around a company with the Tower card. There could be, you know, something that's a little bit, there's this instability or sudden news here in regards to work. Okay, the Justice card. Right, the Devil, Libra, Capricorn. Okay, or a fire sign here with the Wands, 3 of Cups, 9 of Cups, and the 2 of Wands. Okay, let's have a look. Aquarius career. Okay, first of all, let me have a look at the negative here. With the Devil card, which doesn't always represent something negative, however, paired with the Tower card, I really feel like, and it doesn't need to be a Capricorn, it can be any sign really, but it's someone that might be manipulating you a little bit at work or in the workplace. Now, they have their best interests at heart. Unfortunately, not necessarily yours, Aquarius, and I hate to say it, but there are people like that out there. Now, I feel as though this person could be in a position of influence here with the Justice card. And I feel as though they're there to propel themselves forward in their career. Because I feel as though they're telling you something that isn't necessarily true with the Devil card here. Remember I mentioned some sort of news happening here with the 8 of Wands. I feel paired with the Devil card, there's some sort of news in regards to a fire sign, could also be a Capricorn, Libra, strong fire elements here though, of someone either getting made redundant very quickly in the company. Again, I feel like this person is of high importance and it's almost like they'll be coming off their high horse very, very quickly. So this might be a superior that gets let off very abruptly, or major changes, resignations happen within the company that will affect all levels. But I almost feel like you've been waiting for this person to go, Aquarius, or you've been waiting this person to leave or make an exit or make a change. I feel like you'll be celebrating because of this, because the 9 of Cups is a wish fulfilled. You have the 3 of Cups, someone celebrating this success, or something like this. Or it could be that someone is telling you white lies, Aquarius. Someone is making themselves out to be more than they actually are. So if you're dealing, say, for example, if you have your own business and you're dealing with a wholesaler or an agent of some kind, and you're wondering about their track record, it's probably best you do your own research, Aquarius, because there could be someone that's could be spinning a web of lies to make themselves appear more successful and authoritative. So that's one aspect of looking at it, and I would say that's probably the negative, and sudden changes and whatnot. It could also be the company. The company might be relocating in some aspect here. So for some of you this may be applicable, but for others I feel there could be a Capricorn, a Libra, or a fire sign around you. Especially in work, someone that wants to propel you forward. There's a contract that's coming up here with the Justice card. And you do have a destined meeting with the Lovers card, so it doesn't necessarily have to be through love that you get made this offer. It can be through an introduction, through a friend, or an important conversation, or something you see online with the Star card, an advertisement that you might see online. And there's a contract that you'll be very happy to receive, that you've been waiting on. It's almost like a dream come true. The job or the offer encompasses everything you've been looking for, the right work environment, the travel opportunities maybe, choices, options to move to different departments or go down different avenues as well is coming up in terms of work. So this is quite significant with the Justice card, the Two of Wands. It could be a client relations or a role where you're dealing with people directly here with the Justice card. There's a lot of people in the cards here, so you're planning travels, planning movement for someone, so it could be a PA, EA role, it could be in the travel industry, it could be opening up your own business, and there's a lot of mobility because the horse is here, so there's mobility around you in terms of this contract, meaning there's either A, choices about which role you can take, there might be several roles available, or B, that you'll move within this company should you take this offer for some of you. For those that aren't looking for a new role, I feel like there's an event coming up in the workplace that'll bring you closer to your associates somehow or your colleagues is what I'm seeing here. I think you might also notice cracks in the company or with certain people, and maybe this might be exterior to you. You know, you might not directly be involved in these cracks or these factions. However, I feel you might hear of this or have something to do with it. Could also be gossip as well, so steer clear away from gossip, Aquarius, because there could be something happening here with the 3, the Devil card. It could be someone going behind someone's back as well, and it could be envy because I am seeing success for you with the 6 of Wands, so you'll obviously be acknowledged by someone important here, and I'm just wondering if there's someone around you that's envious of that success, someone that you perhaps once thought was a friend but isn't. I'm also seeing that there's a work romance happening here that could potentially involve into a third-party situation, so affairs, etc. And this may take place on a business trip of some kind, because, you know, there's sexuality here in the workplace. Now, for some of you, it could be something like I don't know, you might feel a little bit preyed on by a boss or by a colleague. So it could be this as well, you know, and maybe needs to be equality. Someone needs to finally stand up and say something, maybe that hasn't been expressed, that hasn't been vocalized, and this could be a month where this comes to fruition, where you might hear someone felt violated or someone felt preyed on, because, you know, there's strong sexuality with the Devil card as well. You know, and maybe whether it's happening to you directly, you know, I surely hope not, and I surely hope it's not happening to anyone close around you. But however, you know, it's life and this happens. But I feel with the Devil card here, this needs to be, I feel like someone is too scared to come out and say it. So you might be the one to help them along, Aquarius. You might actually be the one to give them that motivation or to help them realize what exactly is happening, and if it's wrong, if it's not consensual, this needs to be vocalized, Aquarius. So look, I will leave it at that. I am seeing a lot of success for you in career, which is really, really positive. I like what the Two of Wands represents. Some of you are leaving a base of some kind and you're exploring new ventures in career. Maybe you're just putting your feelers out there.